Well, today we have quite a bit to discuss weather-wise, but if you're headed out the door this morning, you're going to notice that temperatures are quite a bit cooler than where they were 24 hours ago. We are 11 degrees cooler in Perryville and 10 degrees cooler in Carbondale. And overall today, we are tracking the possibility of rain that's going to be switching over to a little bit of a wintry mix and then eventually over to snow. And behind this system, we're going to be seeing cold air that's going to settle in for the weekend, but that cold snap isn't going to be lasting for too long, and we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures return, especially as we get into the day on Sunday. Right now you're taking a live look in Metropolis where you can see those clouds are starting to build in and we are starting to see that sun poke up on the horizon, and temperatures across our region are largely into the lower 40s further towards the south. 40 for Dixon Springs, 39 for Carbondale, 36 for Perryville, and 37 for Piedmont. And when you factor in the slight wind chill, we are feeling just a few degrees cooler in a lot of locations than our actual air temperature. So not a drastic wind chill, but certainly enough to be noticeable. And as we go throughout the next couple of hours, we're still going to be sitting in the upper 30s at 7, and we may even warm slightly by the time we make it to 9 a.m. However, this is likely going to be the warmest part of the day, and we are only going to be dropping temperature-wise as we go throughout the next couple of hours. We're not seeing any of that wintry mix just yet. However, we are starting to notice a few isolated showers working their way into southeastern Missouri. But again, these are just general rain showers. We're not going to be seeing any of that mixing. But running the clock forward, you can see that those showers are going to become a little bit more isolated across our region and then become a little bit more scattered to widespread by the time we make it to 1 o'clock. But notice that a lot of us further towards the south are in the 50s, upper 30s across parts of southern Illinois. But again, we're very quickly going to go from the above freezing temperatures to below freezing. And by the time we make it to 2 o'clock, I expect us to be below freezing, and that's where we're going to start to see a little bit of that mixing in terms of sleet across our region and snow further off towards the north. And then by the time we make it to 4 o'clock, I expect all of us to be into the lower 30s across all of our region. So we should be seeing all snow by about 4 o'clock, and then that system is going to get out of here by the time we make it to 9 o'clock, and we are going to be only left with a few passing flurries and temperatures that are going to be tanking throughout the overnight hours, and we should be seeing temperatures in the lower 20s by the time we make it to about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. So it is going to get very cold, and we are going to be seeing a little bit of accumulations, and I expect not a lot of accumulations further towards the south and maybe on like car hoods or anything like that, but again, not really expecting any sort of accumulation further towards the south. But across our northernmost counties, I expect a dusting to maybe 1 inch of snow on those grassier and elevated surfaces. One thing today that is definitely going to be working in our favor is that our road conditions and ground temperatures are very warm since we've been so above average for this time of year. So I don't expect a lot of sticking with anything that does fall. And I don't think that the snow is going to be the biggest story with this system, but nonetheless, you are going to want to keep that Storm Track 3 app handy so that way you can track it with us and track with radar on the go. I think the biggest story from this system is going to be how cold it's going to get. And by the time we're waking up tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about wind chill values that could be in the single digits across southern Illinois and into the teens further towards the south. And we haven't seen wind chill values like that in quite a while. And overall temperatures tomorrow are largely going to be warming up into the lower 30s. We may not even see the wind chill get out of the mid 20s tomorrow. So it is going to be pretty cold, especially in comparison to what we've seen. But the rest of your President's Day weekend isn't looking too bad, with temperatures on Sunday expected to be about 50 degrees, 54 for Monday with partly cloudy skies. So if you do have any plans outside on Monday, I think you're going to have a fantastic day. And overall, temperatures are going to continue to warm as we go throughout the rest of the work week, with temperatures by Wednesday at about 65 degrees. So it is going to get pretty warm out there, and we're also going to be tracking quite a bit of dry time until we make it to Tuesday. And then we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially early in the morning hours on Thursday. So again, today we could see that rain transition over to a little bit of a wintry mix and snowfall, but I don't expect any drastic accumulations. Again, maybe a dusting up to 1 inch on those grassier and elevated surfaces. Road conditions should remain clear unless we do see a little bit more of that sleet mixing in, and we could see some slush on the roadways, but overall not expecting too much. And then by the time we make it to Sunday, we're going to be talking about temperatures in the 50s. So whatever does fall isn't going to be sticking around for too long, and then we'll be back in the mid 60s by this time next week.
Okay, I am hoping for a wet snow. We haven't had very much snow at all this year, and none, I mean, very little.
Right, we haven't had
none that has been good enough to make a snowball with. So, I mean, even if we've got a ½ inch out there, I'm going outside to make snowballs.
Yes.
Yeah.
You definitely are going to be able to make snowfall or snowballs with this kind of snow because it's not the dry kind of snow. It's the more,
It's too bad it's not the
the wet
afternoon,
snow.
Garrett. I'd tell you to watch your back.
Oh, uh-oh. Throwing snowballs in the studio.
All right, thanks a lot. Well,